For the last 20 years, the Career Resource Center, also known as the CRCE, has been assisting its members in job market opportunities through networking and events. Today, we have Kimberly Raynor-Smith, who is the CRCE ambassador, also works with Bain and Company as a career coach. So Kimberly, can you tell me a little bit more about At the Table, this new initiative?
Yeah, nice to meet you as well. At the Table is an exciting new group that we are just launching this evening, and it's a series of events by women for women, and really just an opportunity, networking opportunity for women to come together and really learn from each other. Now, I know that there are many networking groups out there, and I think what makes ours unique is that it's sort of a smaller community.
Right.
And a great opportunity for us to talk about different transitions, pivots in our life, whether it's professional or personal. And so we're excited to get it started and see where it goes.
Okay, wonderful. I'm looking forward to many more to come. Jenn Wood, former AAS General Manager and currently Regional Marketing Director for BCD Travel. There's a saying that says, great leaders inspire greatness in others. Cheers to Jenn Wood for her ability to empower so many of us to lead with passion. We're sure going to miss having you in Singapore, Jenn. And so here today we wanted to ask you a couple of questions. What has been your biggest challenge for you professionally?
Well, if I had to come up with one thing, it would definitely be knowing when to pivot.
Okay.
You know, I think as people we get very comfortable quickly, and then sometimes you get into this pattern and you don't realize that you haven't changed for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And so knowing that time when you just reach that point of comfort but you're not too comfortable, knowing to change, because if you're not changing, you're not growing.
Okay.
So I think that's definitely a challenge, is knowing when you're too comfortable.
Right. In retrospect, what advice would you give your younger self?
Well, I am a bit of a type A personality. I'm a bit of a fail, because you learn so much more from failures than you ever do from your successes. So fail early, fail often, fail forward, and then learn from it and course correct. So I think I tell myself to be a bit kinder about that and to be a bit more brave and bold.
Okay. We have Stephanie Nash, AAS President and an accomplished HR leader with us today. Thank you, Stephanie, for being with us and sharing your expertise.
Thank you.
To be a good leader, we sometimes need to go down an untraveled path. So tell us about how going down an untraveled path in Singapore has grown you professionally and personally.
Yeah, I think there's probably no shortage of answer here for me personally and professionally, having made the transition to come to Singapore over 10 years ago. And so when I moved here with my family, so my husband and two young daughters at the time, we came here for up to 2 years. And I was with a large multinational company. And by the time we got here, we realized in a very short amount of time that we had no intentions of leaving. So I think Singapore has been a great place personally and professionally. And on the personal side, it's really been an environment and a forum to raise young children, to have two working parents, to be part of an amazing community of Americans and non-Americans, and others who have chosen to be here for short periods of time or for longer periods of time. And the opportunity to travel and visit new and different locations around the region from a very comfortable, safe location. Mm-hmm. And for me professionally, it's allowed me to make a number of different transitions over my time here. So while I joined with a large multinational company, I then, after a few years, was able to transition into a somewhat smaller, more agile multinational company with a broader reach geographically across the full Asia-Pacific region. And then more recently, which was about 3.5 years ago, I made a pretty significant transition, which was leaving a long career in multinationals to join a startup. Right. And that has really been a fascinating part of my journey that I'm not sure I would have had I been in other locations and had the kinds of experiences that I'd had prior to that, to be in an environment again like Singapore, where it is pretty easy, pretty straightforward to be able to put 110% into work, and knowing at the same time that your family is also being looked after and are in a very accessible, diverse part of the world.
Thank you. Is there, what would you advise your younger self?
So I think there's probably a lot of things. I mean, one of them is, thank goodness social media wasn't around. But I would say one of the things that I feel like I've really learned over time is the difference or the differentiation between being sympathetic or empathetic, but to being really compassionate about people. So I work in the people business. I work with all kinds of people from different backgrounds, cultures, every aspect of what we think about from the perspective of diversity. And I think that the ability to really not just think you understand or read or pretend that you will understand how someone is feeling when you're communicating with them, when you're having a difficult discussion, when you're having a positive discussion, but really being able to put yourself in the shoes of others and think about things from a perspective of curiosity and assuming positive intent, and really trying to get another couple of levels deeper in thinking about how to have the most effective, compassionate relationship and connection with others.
Thank you, Steph.